Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. Welcome back to my channel. Old Stomping Grounds, guys. Old Stomping Grounds. Look. Pop door 8. I'd be walking out there, getting in the elevator, going down and getting dry food. Dry food storage. Guys, how you doing? It's a virtual background. Why? Because I want a virtual background. Guys, I want to thank Night Combos, KNIGHTCONVOS. They're on Rumble again, and they're put up Ep.5, Series 2 of Gypsy's horrible life on the back of unaliving her mom. Life after lockup, love after lockup. There's no love there. I guess there's a life that only exists apparently in the views of the public, because Gypsy is all about what's going on. It doesn't really matter to her what's really happening, because guys, let's just go through this. So again, on Rumble, thank you Night Convos for putting that up there. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am, you're not, I could prove it, you can't. Guys, Ken mastermind right away. There's a problem with Gypsy and Christy and the baby carrier. You know, the carrier that you carry the baby with. Not the one that you wear, not the one that Gypsy has been wearing, but the one actually that you carry and you put it in the car and you take it out of the car and all that good stuff. That's the one that Gypsy's having a problem with. And Christy too. And according to them, they looked at all the YouTube videos. They read all the directions. However, Ken goes, looks at the directions, twists the top of the thing that you're carrying, and that's how the whole thing collapses and is easy to like tote along if the baby's not in it. Now, Gypsy and Christy could not figure that out. I don't know if they don't know how to read directions, but how can two people that get something that has directions not figure that out? Ken comes in there, he figures it out because he looks at directions. So what does that tell you? Stop and look at directions. Stop and listen. Stop. How about just stop and wait? Ladies, just stop and wait. Then Gypsy says it's terrible, basically, that she's having to take this paternity test to put everybody's accusations and suspicions in check. Yo, there would be no accusations and no suspicions if you didn't cheat on your husband. Can we stop the tape at the beginning, or we're going to go through that again? Stop the tape at the beginning. You cheated on your husband. You let another man come inside of you. That is how you ended up pregnato. And that is why we don't understand who the baby is, because you were also letting your husband inside of you, according to you. Fire D, you remember Fire D? So don't get upset with us because we don't know who the baby's daddy is. Why do you need a paternity test? Why is Ryan's name going to be on the baby's birth certificate? Because you cheated on your husband. You cheated on your husband. Gypsy, you cheated on your husband. You know that, right? Let's stop the tape where it belongs at the beginning, right? Stop. Not stop. Stop the tape at the beginning, yo. You know what I'm saying, Gyps? So don't get upset with people because you got to take a paternity test anyway. You'd have to do that without any of us questioning anything. But you put your life out there. You cheat on your husband. You do it publicly. You did that on the television show that you invited us to watch. And now you're upset because we don't believe who the baby's daddy is. We're a bit confused who the baby's daddy is. You invited us in on that. Bree, I know that you got her back, but she actually got paid to invite us in to watch that whole shit show, so we're allowed to comment on it. Yes? Yes. Then we see Bree is shown in the show saying that Ryan doesn't get backlash. You know, she's saying Ryan shouldn't get backlash. Gypsy. Oh, no, I know. You know what she's saying? Brie, why would Ryan get backlash for what Gypsy did? Gypsy cheated on him. He didn't cheat on Gypsy. Gypsy cheated on him. So the backlash that Gypsy gets belongs to Gypsy. It's all Gypsy. All of it is Gypsy. All of it is Gypsy. Why would Ryan get anything but sympathy? I mean, did you not see the first season of the show where she actually cheats on him and lies to him and all that bullshit and used him to get out of prison? You didn't see that? You need to watch the first season, Brie. Watch the first season. But that's why. I mean, if you really want to know why she gets all the shit and he doesn't, because she cheated on him, used him, abused him, discarded him. Again, Gypsy brings up meeting friends in bars and clubs. Gypsy, you can meet friends in the neighborhood. You can meet friends in AA classes. Yeah, you can meet friends in NA classes. Yeah, you can. You can meet friends if you went back to school. You can meet friends if you did something socially. I don't know, do a mommies and me thing. Do a mommy and me thing and you'll meet friends that will probably never let you around their child, let alone in their house or next to their toothbrush, Gyps. I guess the best place for you to meet somebody is in a bar because they'd be a little fucked up enough and have they'd have their guards down a little bit, then they might allow you into their life. But the minute they get sober and they realize you're in the bathroom for too long, they're wanting out. No, Gypsy, get out! Come on, Gypsy. And the fact that you got a show about this for us to comment on, sorry, not all the comments are going to be good, but then again, you're making a show off the unaliving of your mom. Okay, so phone calls to Ken. Very awkward. Very, very awkward phone calls. Hi, what are you doing? Oh, okay. What? Gypsy puts online who the baby daddy is without Ken knowing first. Because she can't reach Ken because supposedly Ken's at work. She couldn't wait. She couldn't wait a few hours for Ken to get home. That's how Ken finds out. Yeah, that's just wonderful. And in the meantime, she says social media doesn't mean that much to her. She doesn't care what people think on social media. So much so that that's the way her fiance finds out that he's the baby's daddy on social media. Gypsy, get back in your cell. I see you moving back there. Get back in that cell. All right, guys. Bree is invited onto the show apparently, and good for Bree. Good for Bree. People don't know who she is. She apparently is Christy's friend, but Gypsy's buddy. A lot of people have put a lot of emphasis, or they've scrutinized the language there. Buddy, mate, friend, they're all the same thing to me, so I don't understand. I'm making a joke that Gypsy said that she's friends with Christy but buddies with Gypsy. I think it's the same difference. I could be wrong. There are some issues here about Gypsy again claims that the first time she had sexual encounter was with Nick. But that's not true because, see, Dan. That was a sexual encounter, Gypsy, in case he was just too quick for you or maybe a little too small for you. It was still a sexual encounter. He's saying there was a sexual encounter. People know that you ran away to go and be with him. You even said you ran away to go and be with him. You were in a room with him. A sexual encounter. And then, you found all of these dress-ups and all of these cosplays and all of these characters that you made up and actually shared with Dan before you even knew Nick. How come you don't address that? How come that's not talked about in the show? That'd be very interesting. Gyps Ahoy! Gyps Ahoy! Oh, did I say that? Okay, so Gypsy also says that, again, according to her, Nick was her first. No. And then it went to Ryan. Oh, then it was girls. Then it was Ryan. And now it's Ken. I don't know why the toothbrush lost the position there, but apparently it did. I don't know if that was her third greatest love or her third longest relationship. I don't know. But she did tell the person in the sex store, somewhere she took Bree. Now, this is only the second or third time that her and Bree have ever really spent any time together. So, yeah, let's just go to a sex shop. I wouldn't feel uncomfortable with that. I'm just hanging out with my friend. I mean, they better be my lifelong friend, because people I just know online I ain't going to go to the sex shop with, yeah? But anyway, Gypsy doesn't want to go alone. She doesn't know how to drive at the point. Here comes Bree to the rescue. They go to the sex shop, and Bree's, trying to be as helpful as she could be. And what Gypsy says is that she's a freak. I mean, she really does. She uses the word F-R-E-A-K. Freak out! She's a freak, and that Ken is more prude than her, and that she is much more experienced than Ken. He's more like vanilla. So she's going to wake him up, because since they found out they're pregnant, the sex has been off. According to Gypsy, they ain't getting it the way they used to get it. And what's weird is, she goes there. They don't live together. You would think the night she got there, they'd be doing it, right? But maybe Ken realized, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Anyway. Bree makes a comment. She says, I don't think... She said that she likes... Wait a minute. She says she likes to see Gypsy do things for the first time, and that Gypsy should enjoy being a woman. And she's talking like Gypsy's never been in a sex shop before. Gypsy's been in a sex shop before. You can tell by the way she walked through the door, okay? And Gypsy's had those fake fuzzy handcuffs, because we know that we've seen pictures of fake fuzzy handcuffs and cosplay shit. So Gypsy can show you a few things about that shop she was in. It's not the first time she's been there, Bree. Come on. Apparently, Bree didn't see those explicit photos of Gypsy dressed as Demona or Ruby, or with a knife, licking the knife in the mouth with the rainbow wig, or, any of these things. And I guess she hasn't even seen the foyers or read the foyers about how dirty her clean friend Gypsy is, right? You can go to the bathroom and lick the floor. Gypsy's going to be dirtier. Trust me, she's going to be dirtier. Bree says she's going to go online. She's going to go online, and she's going to announce the paternity test. And Gypsy's right. Yeah, go for it. Again, there'd be no reason to celebrate your promiscuity, which is what it is. The fact that you had to have a paternity test. You know that, right? It is not a good look. And by the way, I saw Becca walking Maisie, and she was telling Gypsy and Gypsy's family, why would you let Gypsy go into that sex store and do that? Why? It's not a good look. And I have to say, especially since the FOIAs have come out, I agree with you 100%. Becca Scoops! All right, so then I have to tell you, what I've noticed is that Ken pays better attention to his dog Parker than he does to Gyps Ahoy! Gyps Ahoy! Did I say that again out loud? So he does. He spends more time and better attention with Parker than he does with Gypsy. He has much more concern with Parker. He would wrestle an alligator for Parker. I don't think he'd do it for Gypsy. She says she wants to validate her and Ken as a couple, but not for the public. In the meantime, she's looking into a camera. And we're invited into their lives every week on a Monday. What's really going on here? This is bullshit. Of course. You just want to make sure that the picture looks good, Gypsy. You just want to make sure that everything's in line. Guys, this show is boring. It's so boring. And then the fact that Gypsy puts up a live of her watching the show is even worse. Just, it's, oh my gosh. The fact that we're supposed to watch this and believe it after knowing what the FOIAs say, after seeing Gypsy behave online, after knowing all the players and everything that happened that made her the celebrity that Gypsy thinks she is, the infamous Gypsy Rose Blanchard, she still acts like it's no big deal. No big deal at all. If somebody were to say, how did you make your money, Gypsy? You're so young. How did you make your money? What do you think she'd say? That's what I want to know too. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am, you're not. Once again, I am, you're not. Too bad for you. As always, I so appreciate you guys. I really do. All jokes aside, I appreciate you guys. And don't forget, be better today than you were yesterday, not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Gypsy, get back in your cell! All right, guys, take it easy.